I have a question for you. Do you control your emotions or do you let your emotions control you? Because let me break it to you. Either way, you are choosing one or two. So, what is it? If you are someone who cannot control her emotions, if you are someone who cannot control her anger, her sadness, then watch this video and I'll teach you how you can control it. And if you apply the knowledge that I will teach you in this video, you will be a master, inshallah. And this is coming from someone who struggled with it all of her life. So basically, this knowledge is something that I learned by doing a lot of research on this topic because when I watched videos on emotions, there were a lot of topics that were just so typical, like become calm 100% time, don't feel anger, don't feel sadness, don't feel fear. And we have been programmed to think that these are the bad emotions that you are supposed to avoid at all cost. Inshallah, in this video I'm going to break down all of the typical mindset of our society, and I'll share the real knowledge and wisdom that I learned through research so it can benefit you, inshallah. Hello, welcome and welcome back to our secret society. In this society, we talk a lot about mindset, psychology, Islam, and a lot of hidden knowledge that most people don't talk about, or most people don't have the awareness to talk about. So if this is something that you are interested in, then you can join our secret society by subscribing, and inshallah I promise you to provide you the valuable content that you will need to nourish your soul and your mental health. Okay, let's start from mindset shift. We have been programmed to think that these are the emotions that are the bad guys. Let me take away that veil that society has put onto our mind. They are emotions and shows that you are humans. You are not a bad person to feel anger. You are not a bad person to feel sadness. You are not a bad person to feel fear. So first of all, destroy this mindset that these emotions are bad and they make you a bad person. No, in this society there's this illusion of toxic positivity where you're supposed to stay happy all the time. I don't agree with this statement that people say stay happy all the time. No, I cannot stay happy all the time. I am not living in a Jannah. I am living in this world, and in some days of course I'm supposed to feel sad, in some days of course I'm supposed to feel anger, in some days of course I'm supposed to feel anxious some days. And that's just only a part of being a human. So don't make it so taboo that or you're supposed to make these emotions run away. As a Muslim, I'll give you an example from Quran. Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, was asked to go to Fir'aun to preach and to give dawah. He felt fear. What did Allah say when he felt fear? Did Allah say to him, how can you feel fear when you should feel gratitude that I chose you as a messenger, as a prophet, and you should feel gratitude that you have been chosen for this role, and instead you are feeling fear? Did Allah say that? No. Instead, Allah comforted him with so nice words that even they comfort your heart. He said, don't be scared, I am with you, watching and listening. What does it teaches us? Even prophets were people that felt emotions like anger and sadness. The point here is, which is the main point of our today's video, what you do with that emotion. Okay, do you hide yourself, or do you run away from it, or do you distract yourself, or do you let that emotion consume you? What I did for years was to let that emotion consume me. But what Prophet Musa did, he asked Allah for strength. He prayed from Allah. It means he turned towards Allah. That's what the mindset of a believer is. We turn towards Allah with every hardship we have, with every problem we have, with every fear we have. Okay. And next what he did was to take action. He went to Fir'aun to preach him while he was afraid, while he was scared. He didn't let his fear control him. What we do, we let our fears, our anger consume us and control us. Imagine that you are in an ocean and then there is a shark in a sea, and that shark didn't see you. That shark is not aware of your presence, okay? But what you do is you go towards that shark and you tell that shark to eat you. What is that behavior? You are literally telling that shark to eat you. That shark didn't even see you. That's what we are doing with our emotions when we are letting those emotions consume us, when we are letting our anger consume us, when we are letting our sadness consume us, when we are letting our fear consume us, that's what we do. We are telling that shark to eat us. Okay, that's one attitude. And other attitude is to run away from our emotions. That is also toxic. Like you run away from that shark and the shark wasn't aware of your presence, but since you run away, okay, so it will start to run after you, it will start to chase you, and it will become aware of your presence. Your task is not to run away from your emotions and not to let them consume you, but what your task is to let them pass. Let that shark go on her own way and stay silent and do not react. I personally do is I imagine myself on a station and I imagine my emotions as trains passing by. And I am here sitting on a chair and watching those trains, and those trains are just passing by. I am not those trains are just passing by. I am on a station. The mistake that I made, and I was aware of this mistake, was to think that these emotions are me. I am fear, I am anxiety, I am anger. That's what I thought. But now I don't think of it anymore. These are just my emotions and they are going to pass. Okay? What I can do with these emotions, that's my mindset now. What I can do with this emotion, like for example, when I feel angry, what I do is instead of lashing out, instead of like slamming doors or isolating myself, what I do is I go on a run or I start to do workout or I start to do house chores. Like I release that anger from my body because emotions get stored in your body. So you need to release these emotions. So for example, if you feel sad, ask yourself what you can do right now to make this emotion as productive, what you can do, like you can journal, you can drink your favorite tea, you can go on a walk, you can meditate, or when you feel anxious, what you can do, you can talk to your friend or you can listen to Quran, like have these things that you can do when you're feeling these emotions. Make your emotions your motivator. Okay, so what I mean by that, when you're feeling certain emotion, you feel a rush of energy. For example, when you're feeling anger, you feel a rush of energy. And when you feel sadness, you feel that energy dropping by. Okay? Use these emotions as a motivator or use these emotions as tools to navigate you through your life or through things that you want to do. For example, you can turn your anger into creation. There are a lot of things that we feel angry about. There are a lot of things that we feel are not fair in this life, and there are, for example, we have different political views from some people, and then we feel really anger about this political view, or we are sick of some mentality of people that we feel really sick of it and we feel anger towards it. So make this anger your motivator to do something creative, productive, and make sure to create something out of that. So I'll give you a little example. I was and still am so sick of the mindset of our youth, the distractions that our youth find themselves in. I'm so sick of it. And I was once them. But now I am aware and I am choosing to grow out of it. So this anger makes me want to create these videos. Okay. So what I do, I create videos. I turn my anger, my bitterness into creation. And I pour my emotions into my work, into these videos. And that's what Robert Greene did as well. So sick of the politics of business or work that he was like going crazy about it. So he wrote it down all in his book, and guess what? That's when the Master 48 Laws of Power was created. So turn your anger into creation. And you don't need to react to that anger. You just need to use it as a tool for your creation and it will drive you. Another exercise that you can do is go inward in yourself. This is something that I really like to do. Like for example, when someone makes me angry, when someone makes me frustrated, when I don't like something someone says about me, what I used to do is to lash out at that person, is to think about their comment for hours, is to become bitter. I used to do a lot of our online arguments as well, but now I don't do it anymore. What I do now is whenever someone makes me frustrated, I grab my journal. I grab my journal because I know that If this thing is making me frustrated, it is revealing a part of myself that isn't healed yet. For example, if I get frustrated when someone talks or comments about something of my personality or of my appearance and I get really triggered by it, I am like, okay, I am insecure about this thing, or I need to understand why that made me triggered in the first place. And that makes me more self-aware. Now I am grateful of all of these people that make me frustrated. I am grateful of all of these people that makes my blood boil because they are making me more self-aware. And I love digging into the parts of my soul and coming with something that I did not expect it that I had. So what are you gonna do? You are gonna grab a journal and write down why this makes you angry, why this is making you frustrated. You are not going to control that anger to go away. You are not going to run from that anger, or you are not going to allow that anger consume you. But what you are going to do is to ask yourself, what is this anger teaching me? What is behind this emotion? Because this emotion is rarely what it seems. You might become angry at your father when he dismisses you, and but beneath that anger it might be longing for love. You might be starved for love and you cover it as anger. So go in the deepest darkest part of your soul and see what is there. Another thing that will help you is to walk in the direction of your fears. I have talked about it in one of my shorts, I guess, but I didn't explain it there. So I'll try to explain it briefly here. Your fears are telling you what you need to do, what action you need to take. For example, I was afraid of people's judgment. I was really scared of it. And what I did was to put myself out there. I opened my camera and started to film the videos because I didn't want the fear of judgment hold me back. So walk right into your fears and watch how quickly they lose control over you. And let me be vulnerable with you. I still feel fear filming these videos. But again, what I said in the beginning of the video, what you do with that emotion. Do you run? Do you hide? Do you let it consume you? Or do you do it anyway? So I am choosing to do it even when I'm scared. So ask yourself what you are choosing to do. And believe me, if you do it enough times, that fear will lose control over you. That's it. Because if you are not going to apply the knowledge that I shared with you, then it is all theory. Knowledge is power when you apply on that knowledge, and knowledge without application is just a theory. And you'll forget about it in a day or two, so it doesn't matter. Also share in the comments what you learned from this video. Okay, bye. I will see you in the next video. Something that I don't understand is I don't understand why this light blinks. I really don't like it when the light blinks. I literally bought a ring light so it won't happen, but it still happens and it makes me so annoyed. It makes me so annoyed. I ran for so long. I need to go now. Bye.